What's up, friends? It's your girl Sarah from Sarah Styles here. In today's video, I am sharing with you 5 best practices on eBay that you probably don't know about. And I'm saying that because I didn't know about them. I have recently learned these things, and so I'm sharing them with you. Let's jump right into it. So the first thing is going to be in your title listings, you want to not have abbreviations and punctuations. I learned this from the eBay for Business podcast. I will link it down below. It is super informative. They answer questions, but then as new things roll out, they really dig deep into them to help sellers become better sellers. So definitely check that out. But I learned it in a recent video there. And the reason for this is it'll come up in search. However, there is a search where you can click on most relevant. And so the question was asked, hey, how do they decide what the most relevant is? And what it goes through and figures out if your item is spammy. And something that makes your item spammy, where it's going to be filtered out from there, is abbreviations. If you know anything about SEO, as it's going through your listing, you type in a search. This is for Google as well. You type in a search, and if there's a punctuation, the back end algorithm for the SEO thinks of it as like a stop. So it is not going to read the entire listing and all of the keywords that you have because there's an because there's a punctuation. So I'm talking periods, semicolons, apostrophes, anything like that. Get them out of your titles, and as well as abbreviations. It looks spammy. And I need to go in. I'm going to say this. If you guys go check out my store, I have a lot of NWT, which is new with tag. This was best practice many years ago. I'm trying to slowly convert them using bulk listing or bulk editing. I'll link a video up here on how to do bulk editing, but I'm going through and trying slowly changing them to new. You don't want it to become spammy. The second thing, and this is from the same podcast, so definitely check it out. The second thing is as you're going through and doing your item specifics, you only want to use what's in the drop down. If you are filling something out and it does not fit in the drop down, obviously there's required drop down, so you want to make it as close to what it is, as relevant to is what you're listing as possible. There are times that you can type things in. However, it comes across as spammy, as well as it is not. The reason you fill out item specifics is when people are going through and filtering on search, they can click, hey, I want this category, or I want this kind of material. If you hand type something in, that doesn't come down in their automated system. It's going to be pushed out if someone is saying most relevant. It's also not going to come up if someone is clicking on it. So be mindful. Always make sure your listing is as most accurate and relevant as possible. Don't type things in. Do not do abbreviations and punctuations in your listings. The next thing that you may not know, and I recently learned this, I went to eBay headquarters. I was invited there. I was invited to speak at the eBay Open. I will link down below. They will have, if you're at the eBay Open, you will see all the videos, but they are putting everything on their eBay for Business YouTube channel, so you guys can watch it. I'm presenting on tools and analytics, so definitely check that out. But something that I learned when I was at eBay headquarters is free shipping is actually part of the algorithm. So doing free shipping can help you from a back end get more sales, more impressions, algorithm perspective. However, it's not necessarily right for every business. I will link a video up here. So even though it is in the algorithm, for me, I don't do it. And I show you how I decided why. I tested it out. I looked at my data. I looked at my impressions. I looked at my sales and saw if it really was worth the losing costs, increasing my price, all of that, if it was worth it for me. And I decided it wasn't. But if you are new, when I first started on eBay, everything was free shipping because it is part of the algorithm, especially as you're new and you're trying to gain volume. Definitely recommend doing it and then figuring out if it's going to be right for your business. Left filter. So definitely, I went out of order. I already went over that one. The next thing is promoted listings. So if you're new to eBay, promoted listings is you can pay eBay a % to promote your listing. It will, to rank it higher, right? And oftentimes we think of this as being in the search. There's a couple different ways to do promoted listings. I'll link a video up here going over promoted listings as well as figuring out if it's right for you, trying it out, and then what data you need to look at to figure out if it's good for your business. But it's not just about search. And so this is something that you need to be mindful of. Yes, people go in and they search, and then your promoted listing is going to come up at the top of that search. However, eBay has said, when I went to headquarters, and they have said it at various different places, it not only promotes it in search, it promotes it in up to 20 other places on the platform. So think about when you're shopping and you're looking at an item, and then kind of at the bottom, it's like other items similar to this. If your item is promoted and your item is similar to what they're looking at, it's going to show up at the bottom. So it's not just about search, it's about buyer behavior and putting it in front of as many buyers as possible. You do have to promote at the minimum of 2%, but it may be worth it just for that to show up in all these different places, as well as in Google search. If you ever search on Google and it comes up, you know, you'll see sponsored on it. That's a promoted listing. You are going to come up first. You cannot make a sale if people do not find your item, right? So that is another one. Listing daily a best practice. So many will say you have to list daily. Many will say you do not have to. eBay, when I went to headquarters, said it is not part of their algorithm. However, for buyer behavior, it is best practice to list every single day. It is putting new items out there, and whether that item sells, it is putting your listings in front of new people. There is a drop down where you can search, right? eBay is a left filter searching, so you want to come up on search as many times as possible. All those filters, the most of those that you can fill out, the best. One of the places that you can do that there is new listings. And so if you are constantly having new listings, even if people aren't necessarily buying that new listing, they are seeing that new listing, and hopefully it is taking them to your store. They say, hey, I like this, I'm going to go look at the store, and they may end up buying something else. As well as if you promote it, it's coming up, you know, the new listings. eBay is trying to figure out if people are buying them and putting them in front of as many places as possible. As time goes on, they're saying, hey, this isn't really moving, this isn't really pushing, we're going to start putting newer listings up and seeing if those are selling, right? And that's what new listings is doing for you. It's not in the back end, hey, you're getting a little bit of bump from eBay. It's buyer behavior and having new activity. And then the last thing is your store features. I am up here on store, so you have to have a subscription or a store, right? You have to pay for a store to be able to have store features, but they've added a lot of new features. You can go through, I'm up here on store and I'm on edit store. There's a couple other things on the left-hand side that you can go through as well. But what I like about this too is it tells you 8 things that you can do to increase your store. There's one more thing, I need to add a video, but other than that, you can go through, you can stage your store, you can tell your story, make people see what makes you different than other people. And eBay has said, look, add a video and you will get 33% more conversion. It goes through all of the other tasks. These are all a store name, a store logo, a billboard, a description, featured listings, featured categories, marketing banner, and then I need to do a store video as well. But each one of these, it will tell you that it is going to increase your store conversion because it's bringing repeat buyers. It's setting you apart from other sellers, and it's also showing buyers that you can be trusted and that you're more of a unique person, a small business, which the newer generation is finding value in supporting small business. Those are some best practices. If you liked this video, YouTube also thinks you'd like this video, I will link a playlist down here on how to make money reselling, and then make sure to hit that subscribe button.